Lucca was 16 months and she was just quite clingy, unhappy, wouldn't let go of me. We had an ultrasound, there was a mass and it was about 1.1 kgs. So they've shown us photos and it's like a big red angry, and it was just in her tummy. It was terrifying. Worst day of my life. You know, I just had to face her death, I guess.
So what's really exciting is there's been a huge amount of research being done at the University of Auckland. By clinicians working with scientists, we can help each other. Doctors can say to the scientists, these are the problems that our patients have now, and the scientists can say to the doctors, well, how about these solutions to help fix that? And really suggest ways that can fight cancer in new and novel ways so that we can all work together for the greater good for the patients of tomorrow.
The centre's been going now for 60 years. Drug development is a very long and complicated business, and over the years we've to date brought 15 new drugs through into clinical trials, some in New Zealand and the rest around the world. So having the core funding from the Cancer Society is critical to allow people to spend the time to do the work, write the grants, but not have to find every last dollar for them and their groups. So it has been critically important all the way through this process.
The problem our research is trying to solve is the breast deforms quite a lot. So what we're trying to do is use physics-based models to help predict where these tumours would move to from diagnostic images to where they would be during treatment procedures.
We can develop three-dimensional computer models, biomechanical models, and to be able to provide that information directly to clinicians automatically.
It'll help them ensure that they remove all of the tumour during treatment procedures, so it reduces the chance of recurrence of the disease.
1 in 9 New Zealand women are affected by breast cancer. So my mother-in-law died from breast cancer, but I also know other people, friends, family friends who've been affected by breast cancer.
In my family there is a history of melanoma, so I knew about it as a disease, and it was a cancer that for a long time was very, very hard to treat, and I was always fascinated by the fact that the immune system might be used to help patients who have melanoma, and particularly we're interested in some white blood cells that can recognise cancer cells and kill them, and they're called T cells. The immune system, if it recognises melanoma, can be very, very effective. Even patients with the most advanced melanoma, all through their bodies, can in fact be cured. Now that, of course, this has been proven in melanoma, it opens the way to treating other cancers, and it now looks likely that almost all cancers will eventually be treated, at least in part, by immune therapy. To survive in research in New Zealand, you have to be really good, and in fact the people we work with in New Zealand are world class and often world leaders in their field, and who are making a real difference from a New Zealand base. So there's no question we can compete. Sometimes the thing that really constrains us, I guess, is that the resourcing here for doing research work is not as strong as it is elsewhere, and that's why philanthropy plays such an enormous role.
There's a new treatment called peptide receptor radionuclide therapy, or PRRT. This is a therapy that is so effective that in the first clinical trial, the average survival for the patients treated with the therapy hasn't been reached after 5 years. It's available in big academic cancer centres around the world. It hasn't been available in New Zealand because it's been difficult for us to encourage Pharmac and the Ministry of Health to see our vision. We've been very lucky that a donor has stepped in and got this program started. This is a game changer for New Zealanders with this type of cancer, and we're expecting it to make a huge impact for patients with neuroendocrine tumours. So philanthropic funding enables us to pursue our scientific dreams, if you like, because we can really be imaginative and push the boundaries.
It was a new drug and it had been used on adults with lung cancer, I think. We have 3 monthly scans, and every scan there's basically been no sign of the disease, and the drug has not allowed it to grow back. Lucca is a full-blown 4-year-old, pretty adventuresome, pretty physical, loves drawing and art, and is very brave. She has blood tests and she doesn't even complain, do you? I just can't think of a worthier cause than trying to save these kids' lives or make their suffering less. Hey Lucca, it's pretty special having you. And I mean, with her, I've got to know her. You know, the first I love yous, and I got all that. Yeah. And imagine if I hadn't, you know? Yeah. I'm pretty lucky.